the Latinos Out Loud podcast. Latinos. Yeah, that's what this is. Latinos Out Loud.
Yo, lights, camera, action, yo! What it is? It's your girl, Rachel La Loca, here, loca on location, LOL, if you like acronyms like I do. Oh my gosh, you guys, look where I am. Take it all in. I'm taking it all in. I'm in a movie theater. Let's go out to the movies. Yes, I have my Twizzlers and my popcorn off to the side, but I have some treats for you today as well. Okay, this is Latinos Out Loud, of course, loca on location. We're at the Regal Ewok Theater on 42nd Street in Times Square, New York City, the crossroads of the world, and I'm gonna cross with very, very interesting topics today. First of which, I have to shout out that parenting musical that I went to go see the other day. Thanks for the invitation, Logan. Shout out to you. What a wonderful musical this was. It was here at Theater Row, again on 42nd Street, down the block. And it's all about, you know, the tropes of parenting, and like so many things were relatable, but exaggerated and outrageous, but not too far-fetched, okay? But I never thought that I would see what my life is like as a parent on stage as a musical, and that's exactly what it is. It was an escape. It was funny. The actors did such a good job. And these are actors from like really well-known productions, A Chorus Line, Disaster. Like, these are Broadway and off-Broadway productions, and so shout out to all the talent that's part of this amazing musical. They really brought the funny and the real, because there were those moments too that you're like, oh my gosh, I laughed, I cried. That's my testimonial. I did everything. All the feels, all the emotions came out of seeing that parenting musical. So go check it out. It opened last night, which is September 12th. I don't know, this episode may be coming out in a few days, but it opened September 12th. Again, go to see it. It's at the Theater Row Theater on 42nd Street. And we'll put a link in the show notes for you to get your tickets. Okay, another thing that I'm gonna cross with today is a good friend of mine who has also been making tremendous impact for the arts, namely for filmmakers, for films, period. He's launched so many ancillary programs around what was already a successful film festival. It's like, you know, when you have like, you go out to eat and you get the first course, you're like, wow, that was good. You get the second course, you're like, okay, that was really good. Then you get a third course, you're like, I'm stuffed, but I'll eat more. Yeah, there's always something that is served with the New York Latino Film Festival. And I'm so happy to welcome, I think this is like your fourth or fifth time on the show. I should have gotten you an embroidered jacket. I'm sorry. I'll do that next time, or a toaster. We'll get you a toaster. Who uses toasters anymore? I do. Okay, so I want you to please put your hands together and throw all your popcorn in the air for our dear friend, Calixto Chinchilla. Hola.
Hola. So good to see you. It's been a
good to see
minute.
you. It's been a minute.
Came in empty-handed.
You know, I have never been to a movie theater and not
Never
had popcorn.
man.
So at some point today, we'll have to
we'll put it in our
share
budget. Yeah.
and enjoy. Yeah, I do Twizzlers and popcorn. That's
Okay.
like my thing. Although I am trying to, like, you know, lose a little bit of the waist. So Twizzlers makes mouth happy, but not the hips. So do you remember the commercial?
Yeah.
Makes mouth happy? Okay.
Yeah.
You know what makes me happy?
What?
You.
Okay.
And hearing everything that's going on. There is so much to talk about.
Yeah.
This is like, which year are we in right now for the film festival?
24.
Coming up on 25. 24 years of the New York Latino Film Festival in New York City, with now arms, branches, extensions throughout the country and throughout the world.
Yeah.
So we need to talk about how this is now on an international level. Where do we start? I guess it always comes back, and I've heard you say this before, it comes back to the filmmaker, because that's what this is in place for.
Yeah.
And I know firsthand from friends of mine and from reading articles and just, you know, being on Instagram. I'm like,
So you have a lived experience. You had a film in the festival. You've been a host. Like,
oh, we'll
come
talk
on.
about that in a moment.
She has a lived experience.
We're
too.
going to go down memory lane in a minute.
Okay.
But it always comes back to the filmmaker with NYLFF and
Yeah.
like you advancing their careers and helping them. So talk about the 24th year of the New York Latino Film Festival and how you're doing just that with all of the amazing programming you have in store.
Oh man, it's still exciting to put together. It's exciting and challenging to kind of put up a program that's really diverse, that represents the full spectrum of the culture. And so we work really hard at, you know, we go to different festivals, we get a lot of submissions, the studios give us a lot of content. And so it's still work that we enjoy, you know what I mean? And just really trying to elevate the event every year, and what the most rewarding thing, as you just said, is like when you see not even just filmmaker to filmmaker, but even audiences to filmmaker, magic that happens, because you never know who's in the audience. It could be an actress, it could be a writer, it could be a financier. And I've seen so many of those things kind of happen where, an audience person who's an actress, like, oh, I met this person here and now we're working on this.
Oh,
Or
the networking.
networking.
It's remarkable.
Yeah.
Some
And
of
you've
my
seen it.
dearest friends
Yeah.
are from the New York Latino Film Festival.
Yeah. And I say one of the big stories is like Gina Rodriguez, she met the filmmakers of, her film here at the festival,
Wow.
got the financing, and then, Philly Brown came to be. And then there's other filmmakers, you've met people here as well. I've seen so many of those stories, even to last year.
Yeah.
We've had stuff, people just blossom. You look at, I think right now, Ricky, who the B is for bachata. And
Ricky
all of that.
Rosario.
Ricky
Shout out to Yo Yo
Rosario.
Rick, former guest of the Latinos Out Loud podcast and friend.
And you know where he got his HBO deal from?
Oh, from this festival. Look at that, because he
Yeah.
had A is for Abuela, or no, Abuela's Luck.
Abuela's Luck.
Sorry, I'm like combining
Abuela's
both
Luck,
of his
yeah.
films. B is for Bachata.
Yeah.
Is he doing
A
like
is for Abuela.
so
That's a
his
good
next-
one.
His
He's
next
gonna like
film
this
is gonna
one.
be like C, something with the letter
You caught
C.
that one. I didn't. Yeah, you're good. Yeah.
So shout out to Rick. Okay,
Yeah.
we have to talk about some of the films. So you're opening with Clemente.
Clemente, yeah, from executive producer LeBron James, Richard Linklater, and David Atroji is the director, and it has Michael Keaton, Rita Moreno. It has all these celebrities in it, and it's really, for me, I think it's like the most like authoritative documentary on Clemente's life, and it has like exclusive footage that nobody's ever seen, and his voice and just this. It's just a really touching, love letter to the legend. So, we think a lot of, there's a lot of excitement. The film's already sold out, but there's a lot of excitement, for that night. And so we're looking forward to that. We have Unstoppable, where we're honoring Jarrell Jerome.
Dominican,
Dominicano.
Jarrell, come on the show. What
Yes.
are you waiting for?
Well,
Please,
well,
por
we're gonna happen.
favor.
We're gonna try to hook that up. But yeah, you got Jarrell. He won the Emmy for When They See Us. But he's really just a person on the rise, from being a rapper, actor, and just being his authentic self. And he will remind you who he is when you see Unstoppable. And already, there's some tremendous buzz. Jennifer Lopez is in it, and she's not glamorous. She's an sexually and emotionally abused woman in this film, and it's explicit. It's
can't wait.
different.
That's
It's
so
different.
exciting.
And Bobby Cannavale is in it, and yeah, he's really mean. He's really mean, and you will see it. It's very different for a lot of people, and I think people will really be surprised by the film.
And shout out to friends Ben De Jesus and John Leguizamo.
John, yeah,
American
they're
Historia.
back again. They're back again, and so American Historia is really about the history. And kind of for us, the untold history of Latinos, because when you see this docuseries, you realize how much we don't know,
Right.
which is kind of messed up. But you also realize, how much our education system, the lack of, education we're getting about our own culture.
Yeah.
And so, it's a 3-hour. We're showing the first episode, but 3 hours is not enough.
No.
There's
But then
so
you can go
much.
see it on PBS.
You can see it on PBS, but you realize how much more there is to tell.
Right.
Because after you watch it, you're like, yo quiero más. And it's like, I just want more.
Yeah.
And, but, I quickly called Benjamin when I saw the cut, and I was like, yo, you just gave me a history lesson that I just really didn't know. And some of the stuff I did read about, but there's a lot, and you just feel like filled. You just realize how empty you were before. It's like, wait a minute, there's a rich history to us, and it covers everything from, civil rights to our early beginnings, to colonization, all of it, entertainment, because we're really such a rich culture. We're not a race, we're culture.
Yeah.
And this kind of just gives you some of the layers, but there's so many more layers that need to be covered. but
Well,
I commend
those-
Ben for doing the hard work, 'cause that's a
Tho-
heavy lift.
Those two layers, Ben and John, together, they make quite the cake
Yeah.
because everything they do. And I feel like, as a fan of John and
Yeah.
someone who's been following his career and being invited to some of, to the party sometimes, like, you see his evolution as well. Like, Latin History for Morons,
Yeah.
on stage, and now it's like this is his second series where he's educating the country on
Yeah.
like the impact that Latinos have had on our
Yeah.
history.
It's definitely a passion, and I appreciate it.
I
It's
appreciate
needed.
that too.
Yeah. And John has been here since day one. The first film that we ever projected at the New York Latino Film Festival was John Leguizamo and Rosie Perez, King of the Jungle.
Oh my
That was the very
gosh.
first film. And John is at day one. John came year one.
You
You
have
don't get
some
that.
archive in there.
I mean, you can't help but have a long memory for the most part. The older you get, it's like, but yeah, it's moments like that, the first years, you don't forget.
Well, and then you got Selenis also, another friend to the room. Selenis
Yeah.
Leiva's coming through for her project.
Yeah, so we have a whole actors forum with NBC Universal. We're gonna have actors from Lopez vs. Lopez, The Happiest Place, Law and Order. There's another series that NBC is bringing in, so everyone's flying in straight from work
That's
because they're all shooting.
wonderful.
So they're all flying the red eye on Friday night just to be here in New York. And then we have an offsite at NBC Universal at 30 Rock with executives from acquisitions teams from throughout the company. There's a lot of different offshoots we're doing. We're doing something at Warner Brothers. We're going to be doing something at Empire State Building. It's going to be fun. And I think that there's a lot of networking to be had for anybody.
Yeah.
Even for the audience that don't attend the forum, there's a lot of networking to be had. And so what really I think the festival's kind of amounted to, particularly being in Hispanic Heritage Month, we're the entertainment event for Latinos.
Well, I just feel so blessed and privileged to have had such a history and to continue actually to having such a history and making history with this film festival.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't talk about this that often, but let's just take a quick stroll down memory lane. Join me.
Bring it.
Picture this, 2009. Little Rachel La Loca, who was at that time known as Loca La Boca, okay?
Oh,
So
yeah. Oh, I forgot that. Yes.
Because single Rachel's like, Loca La Boca, but now, like, 40-something-year-old Rachel's like,
That
a
might not
little too
work, yeah.
much. It might not work. I got kids, they may Google me one day. I doubt it, but they might. So little Loca La Boca, looking to get on red carpets. I had my taste in like little things here and there, but then I heard about the opportunity to be the host and red carpet correspondent for this amazing film festival. And I went for it and I got it. And not only did I get it in 2009, but they asked me to come back in 2010. So 2 years in a row, serving as a host and red carpet correspondent, interviewing amazing, amazing talent. Vin Diesel, Michelle Rodriguez, Christina Milian, Benjamin Bratt, like, the list
You were
goes,
lucky. You had the All-Stars.
the all-stars.
You did. You did.
I knew, but I have this festival to thank in part for what I'm doing today. I
Right.
loved interviewing these people. I loved hearing about their projects, but I really loved getting beneath the dermis and the epidermis and
Yeah.
finding out about them and the impact that they're making for the Latino community.
yeah.
Even I knew Vin Diesel was honorary Dominican, even back then before he started
Mhm.
shooting in Dominican Republic. I'm like, yo, is he Dominican? I don't
Yeah.
understand. But like the red carpet correspondent. Then I was asked to be part of the commercial, and then I was asked to voice the commercial. And it goes on and on and on. And now the podcast covers this festival with pride. And I'm also so happy to say that I have so many friends
Yeah.
in my circle that come in and out of this festival, either with projects, working PR for you, just doing
Yeah.
like the logistical stuff. And I'm like, of course, everyone's going to touch this festival because the festival touches us.
Thank you.
And
Thank
I'm
you.
very thankful for that and for like what it's done for me. And I try to give back, and I continue to learn from you.
No, I think that's the thing, we had spoken earlier about Eliana, another host that, we have so many hosts that have gone on to do amazing things.
And she's
Eliana
a film.
Reyes, who I think I heard she was on the show too.
Her episode just came out this week. I shot it when I was out in LA on
Okay.
set at LATV, which is now Latination. But she has a film also in the festival, Vida Nueva.
Yeah, about her life. Yeah.
Oh.
Her reconciling with her father. And all
It's
of that.
deep. Her
It's
father who was
deep.
incarcerated.
All of it. And
Yeah.
you know what's crazy about Eliana and like histories what hosts is that you never know what comes of it. So Eliana came in, I guess she had DM'd us her reel. She became the host. Then she started doing some stuff at HBO as a result because HBO was in the room and saw her, her enthusiasm. Then she jumped off to something else, and now she and I both got nominated for an Imagen Award. But we never knew each other. Only, God could write that book, but we never. It was funny because Eliana and I were talking about it the other day. We're like, how are we here? Like, where they get? How did this
How
happen?
did we get here?
Yeah.
I Deborah Cox it all the time.
Yeah.
I don't understand how I got
Nobody's
here.
supposed to be here. Yeah.
Nobody's supposed to be here. I asked myself.
I don't
we
have the
just-
high pitch, but yes, you get me.
Me neither. I'm not a singer, but I'll try. Like I was just telling you about what I'm doing with the White House and the U.S. Senate. I asked myself that same question. I'm in the U.S. Senate chamber and talking to the White House communication staff, and in my head I'm like, how did I get here? Nobody's supposed to be here. It's amazing, but hard
But those
work.
baby steps lead to big steps, and I think that's that's really what the heart of what the festival's about. There's always been that connection, I guess, with the audiences, because I think in particular, everyone has a stake in the organization. Everyone has the stake in the success of the festival. Everyone is a part of it, whether it's helping us to produce the festival or, you know, just connections that people have received from the festival. That it's not like there's a larger celebrity that's anchoring this thing. It's all of us that are.
It's the community.
It's a community, and
Yeah.
really, it's always been about that. And even for us, even every dollar that we spend has to go back into the culture. All of our vendors, even like from projection to tech to everything, our photo video crew, we treat the same way. We look at different photographers and videographers to document every year. Everyone has a stake, and when we put up opportunities, we put up on our social. People create opportunities within themselves, and they pitch us like, "Hey, we want to do this at the festival," and then we'll do it. Even tonight we're doing a big community kickoff, and that was started out from folks uptown. And this year we're continuing the tradition, but it was packed. Last year was beautiful, emotional.
I tried to make it last year, and I know it was packed because everybody was sweating.
Yeah.
I saw the pictures; everybody was so shiny, and I was just like, there must have been a lot
But
of people.
they were happy and shiny.
Shiny, happy people.
Shiny,
REM.
happy people.
Yeah.
But I think you even feel that love when you come into our theaters. Like there's just an energy, and I wish I knew the secret sauce. I don't know it, but I think it's in love, in authenticity, and just this determination that we're gonna get there.
Yeah.
It's taken a minute. Unfortunately, there's still a lot of conversations that we're still having 24 years later when it comes to representation. But we're gonna make it, and we're gonna do it. We're doing it our way.
I
Yeah.
love it. And I have a question for you.
Bring it.
Okay, 24 years, and I think I've asked you this before. What are you looking forward to with this year's festival? What are you most excited about? It could be anything. It could be an event, or it could be something like someone you're excited to see. I don't know. What are you most excited about? It could be your fashion, because I know this is a thing. And I need to ask you about the fashion
Okay.
before we wrap this episode, but put a pin
Okay.
in that.
Okay.
Literally, put like a nice fashionable pin
Okay.
in that.
Just to get us started, because I'll be honest with you, you had asked, does it get easier?
Mhm.
And it doesn't get easier, but you become more aware of like the bumps in the terrain. But yeah, it doesn't get easier, but you're more aware. And at this point, you just want it to start. I wish I had more days. Am I ready? Not really, but are we gonna do it? We're gonna do it. And you just want the car to start, and then just like it takes off. And I think all of us are like, it's like a roller coaster. You're not ready for the first drop, but you kind of have to get ready for it. And this weekend, or starting tonight, is the lift, and then take
And then we're all
off.
gonna scream and
And we're
have
just
fun
gonna
together,
scream and just,
then
like,
they're gonna snap a picture
write
of
this
us at the
right
most
out.
awkward moment. Okay,
And then at the end of the festival, it's the adrenaline rush. It just takes you a while to decompress because you're at such a rush that when your life is a little back to the normal, you're like, that's the end. Like
every year
it's-
I experience that same thing.
it's a rush. It's
I would
crazy.
miss the festival and my
Same here.
friends. Like I've seen so many beautiful things come out of this festival, including love. Shout out to Shadow and Gary, still married.
There's so many
That
couples I've met
rhymed.
here. I mean, if we started a dating service, man, That's
You should
another.
start a dating
We should.
app.
That should be. That's our next venture. I'm
The
dead.
NYLFF dating app.
I'm dead ass. Like, you know how many people have had relationships, long-term relationships. Eric Terrell, like so many couples
Eric. Oh gosh.
I
This is
that
so
are still
great.
together. Me, nah. But yes,
Oh, well, I mean, you're at the top
I get.
running
Yeah, I
the
don't.
app,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I don't
So
know
it's hard for me to, yeah,
if you're
to date
Mr.
like that.
Tinder, like
But
Mr.
it's good to
NYLFF
see
Tinder.
everyone else getting the satisfaction.
Oh, is this your like profile coming to life right now on NYLFF Tinder? Like,
Oh
are you
wow!
available?
They ain't ready. The world ain't ready.
You're available?
I'm like, it's all.
Okay, I asked if I
I'm
could get
around.
personal.
I'm
You're
around.
around.
I'm
Okay.
around. I'm here with you.
Oh, I love you.
Yeah.
Okay, so something else I want to talk about is this
Okay.
partnership with Warner Brothers and
Yeah.
how you're giving a first look deal between NYLFF and LALIF to one lucky filmmaker, several lucky filmmakers.
No, it's a bunch. It's whatever we decide to fund. So it's not. It's really with Warner that we're giving like completion funds. So for us, it's more like an angel investment. Based on projects that we feel could use the lift or like get to the finish line.
Yeah.
And then how do we shepherd those projects to possible acquisition or, placement at any of the divisions at Warner Brothers, and we give them a first look deal. And even if that said film doesn't make it to any of the platforms of WBD, we'll help shop it to another, conglomerate, if you
And
will.
that's just beneficial to everyone, including the filmmaker, because
Yeah, and it's exciting.
experience and learning and talking about your film over and over again until
Yeah.
you get the elevator pitch in your head and you're
Yeah.
solid and you're confident. That sounds like an amazing opportunity.
Yeah, and it's not even just giving money, it's also giving the connection. So if you feel like this person could use an editor or this person could use an effects or a sound mix or whatever it is,
Yeah.
we help build the connections to fill in the pocket. And we listen a lot. And so there's a couple of projects that we're looking at. And then we're still really looking at a lot. This news kind of became public, recently. But it's something that we've always wanted to do. And another thing that we just launched, last year is a program with Shutterstock. So Shutterstock was noticing everything that we were doing with our media team, how we were gathering all these filmmakers and really photographers and videographers to document the film festival. That we noticed Shutterstock was noticing a lack of representation in stock photography, Black images, Latino images that were like full spectrum to the experience. And it's like, okay, well, how do we have a stock of images that really reflect Latinos across America? And so that's what we're doing. So we're giving up to $25,000 to Latino photographers and videographers throughout the country. And so
I love this so
we have our
much.
first cohort, our first two. Now we're going to open it up to more this season. And what's really great about the program is they keep their royalties the first year, and then the next year we split it. But it's work. Like, we put you to work.
Yeah.
Like, no, serious. Like, people think, oh, they're just going to give you money. No. It's really a job. But you learn so much from it. And Ramon Pasante is one of our recipients for this year.
Ay, shout out to Ramon.
Yeah, and
He's very
learning a
close to this
lot. Ramon
podcast.
can tell you he's learning a lot. So him, and we got this Dominican artist from DC, Delaney Cruz, and she's these are two, I don't say guinea pigs, but they're the first cohort. So we're learning a lot from them of even how to perfect the program and stuff like that. But Shutterstock has been amazing. The whole team there, we developed the program ourselves, so we're really happy.
That must feel so good.
Yeah.
Like just putting things in place, and shout out to this inaugural class, and may there be many, many more.
Yeah, we're going to be opening up the opportunities for season 25 soon, and then
That's so great.
Yeah.
And another party, another celebration. You're shutting down
Yeah.
Quisqueya Square up in the Heights. So tell
Yeah.
us what's going on
we're
there.
going to turn into Gotham City.
Whoop, whoop.
And so we're launching the Penguin. The Penguin is going to be on Max, and so we're launching that. We're going to do a whole build out of Gotham City. We'll have trains there, so it's like Gotham Transit.
Pizza rats or
We're gonna have pizza there.
nice. Oh, but not pizza rats. That's fine. Okay.
Pizza rats.
Uh-huh.
There'll be rats from the natural rats. not
Right.
from the
They're just
zoo.
gonna come up out
Yeah.
of nowhere, and it's gonna be like, were they placed there? Because
Yeah.
that's really on point.
But we'll have the car there. We'll have different beats from the show there, and then we'll have some of the actors there, and so it'll be cool. And then we're gonna show the first episode. We'll have some concert moments, free lechon, arroz con
Wow.
gandules,
Wow.
domino tables, music, DJs, mad photo booths,
You know we
mad
love our
photo
photo
booths.
booths. We love our photo ops, don't we, people?
And it's going to be really exciting to do something uptown. We've been wanting to do it for a while. It's our third year doing it. The year before, even in pandemic, we did
Drive-in
a,
movie
a
theaters.
drive-in, and we had a block party too.
I
So,
had the time of my life during that pandemic year. I mean, I'm sorry to say. I mean, COVID aside, but like, knew how you activated NYLFF that year was genius.
and we're the only ones to do it.
We were literally
We're
outside.
the only ones to do it.
Yeah.
That's correct.
When Super Blocked was in the festival, I'm personally, selfishly, it was just such a moment.
Yeah, it was.
Oh my gosh, I could cry right now because I remember it vividly. Super Block premiered, I think it was closing night, and it was drive-in, and I played mom in the film. Shout out to Romel Rodriguez.
She was the youngest mom I've ever seen.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I think I got away with
You
it because I
did.
was like young, cool mom, but
Yes.
I've heard that comment. I'm like, thank you so much for saying that.
Yeah.
True friends. But then after the film, when we were doing our Q&A stuff, you like, you hear my voice shaking? You just shouted me out and like told everybody my history with the film festival, and like, you didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do
No,
that,
you
but like,
should. Yeah.
it just it came full circle for me. I'm
Yeah.
like, to your point, at one point I was just a patron, and then the following year I'm on the red carpet, and then again the following year, and then in the sound booth making, doing the voiceover for the stuff, and then in a film, in a feature film, no less, on the screen,
On the stage, yeah.
on stage.
I don't know what
was-
that feels like, but I can imagine
I
it feels
cried.
great.
I cried so. I didn't even watch the film because I was crying the whole time. You can ask Frank Nibbs. He's like, "Yo, watch the film, look." I'm like, I can't.
And you got to understand, there was a lot of, that pandemic year it was just crazy for us because there was uncertainty, and yet there was determination. And for us, it was determination that we were not going to just regulate ourselves to the streaming. So the fact that we still did it live.
Did it in the Bronx,
In the
across the street
first
from
time ever.
Yankee Stadium. Yo, it was sick. It was insane. And I remember I had a fashion faux pas that night. I am not going
Did
to
you?
talk. Oh, I'm not going to talk about it. No.
I didn't even see it. Okay.
Because if you didn't see it, you didn't see
I
it.
didn't see it.
Oh, I saw it.
Okay.
Anyway, I felt it and I saw it. But that's okay. So
Okay.
speaking of fashion, let's remove that pin real quick.
Okay.
Tell me about your fashion. What's your approach this year? Who's helping you? What are you wearing? This is a big deal for Calixto.
I don't think
guys.
you think I have good fashion. I don't know.
Yes, you're always so on point with your fashion. Like,
I don't know. I think we have a good. We'll see what the stylist pulls out. I've been meeting for a minute. Yeah.
did you give any direction? Like, what was your theme? Was it Joker theme?
No
Penguin
themes.
Was
No themes. Just looking for a good stylist, and we'll see what she comes up with.
I'm excited to see what you're wearing.
Yeah.
You always look good, though.
I don't know. I'm trying.
You always look good. Okay, listen, this is the call to action part because we're
Okay.
talking about all these opportunities. And like, I know the LOLeros want to know, okay, how do I get involved for 2025? Or like, how can they find out more information and get in at the ground level?
Get your IGs out and follow NY Latino Film Festival, and even put your notifications on. There's all the updates, everything, and our IG is not just riddled with our wares, but it's like what the culture is putting out.
Yeah.
So a lot of it is, there's a lot of cultural conversation. There's a lot of networking, believe it or not, in our Instagram. Seriously. And so there's that. There's a website.
In the comments, right?
Yeah, in the
People
comments,
just-
but also like DMs. I've met people that have met stuff. So people will post up, "Oh, I'm looking for a sound person," and we'll post it up, and people find their sound people. So you never know what you get. But then also, and someone actually shouted us out today. They were like, "Yo, your social is on fire." And I was like, all right. So there's that, nylatinofilmfestival.com. It's a website. You can find out everything that's happening with us there. We're also launching a tour. We're announcing soon, whenever this airs, but we're going to be announcing that we'll be in Puerto Rico at the T-Mobile district in San Juan. And that's going to be exciting. And we'll be at a couple of cities this year. And everything that we talked about, like all of our opportunities that we have, will be posted there. So definitely follow us on social and follow us on our site.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you for opening up this theater for us.
I thank the team at Regal. Regal has been amazing partners for us. We've been here for a couple of years. So
Yeah. Oh yeah, shout out the theaters where you're gonna be this week. for the
yeah, we're gonna
festival.
be at the Regal Union Square. We take over the top floor. There'll be a VIP suites and definitely red carpets and a lot of yes, a lot of those photo moments
We
there.
love the ring lights.
The-
Whenever there's a
no
ring light,
lights, but
it's-
just it's gonna be a lot of photo. A lot
okay,
of
but these
photography.
booths have like the ring lights now. They're in them, like the lights. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. They're just like they attract us.
Yeah.
I just like my antlers go up whenever I see like ring light photo booth. I'll
But
be right back.
people like our red carpet, and then the VIP is sweet because there's exclusive photo opportunities that are not public. But that's optimum networking. Like VIP is where really people come to network. You get to go an hour before the show.
It's so great, and you meet the decision makers.
You make the decision makers in VIP. The talent is there in VIP. We hold them there, so you never know what show you're going to that's going to have a celebrity in the room. So yeah,
So great. Congratulations.
same here.
Enjoy this
Congrats
week.
on the glow up,
Thank you.
on the success of the podcast. You're doing your thing. I'm really proud of you. I'm serious. Like to see we've been around, and this
15
woman's been
years.
consistent.
Aw,
Really, and
Thank
it's not
you.
easy. It's really not easy, but
Thank
to be
you.
consistent is work. So thank you.
it is work, but I love it.
Good.
I really, really love it.
Good.
And I love making impact. It doesn't have to be a lot, I don't need to like hear about people's lives changing. That would be nice,
Yeah.
but I'm getting emotional.
But it's Survivor. You realize you put in the work, and it's like that part doesn't get easy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like doing this festival, you have to keep at it, and it's a marathon. It's a damn marathon. But the reward is when you can reflect, even in moments like this, even from years from now. Like I did that. I did it. No one can tell you nothing.
Right. The episodes are out there,
Yeah.
406 of them to be specific, and even down to the listener level.
Yeah.
That is satisfaction for me. If someone listens to a podcast episode, if someone slides in the DM or puts a comment or leaves a rating on Apple,
That's forever.
that's what gets me. That's what I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, thank you for the reminder as to why I'm doing this, to
Yeah.
make the world a better place, so to speak. And I'm not talking about, I don't need to shift the world on its axis, but to know that I'm shifting mindsets and maybe elevating talent and having their stories, giving people a platform to share their stories so that others can be inspired. I can't
Yeah.
tell you. That's what I do. That's why I do it.
Well, congratulations.
Thanks.
Thank you
Oh,
always
God.
for putting in the work. For
I
real.
love these self-reflective episodes because I'm here for you.
No,
okay?
it's for
I'm here for
you.
you, but
We're
here
here for
I am,
each
like,
other.
taking
We're
from
here
it.
for each other.
Okay, I
So,
love this. Thank you so much.
Thank
Good
you.
luck.
God
Congrats.
bless for you.
You are gonna kill it. This is a big week for you, and I can't wait to see you grow up this week.
Thank you so much.
I will be on your Instagram like white on arroz.
Okay.
Okay.
You're there.
LOLeros, thank you so much for tuning in again. Shout out to Eddie behind the scenes, my darling. And thank you to Regal Cinemas again for opening up the doors for us. Make sure to check the New York Latino Film Festival in New York this week. NY Latino Film. Follow us. We are Latinos Out Loud. You can also call us at 978 Latinos. You can, woo, a movie is starting. We gotta go. Follow me at
Yes.
Rachel La Loca. On that note, we out.
It's the Latinos Out Loud podcast.